Okay, this is going to be the tutorial for Pod Race. Lap 1, for the most part, is going to be very, very simple. One thing to focus on for this lap is taking good lines, because it does matter a lot. You can definitely lose 1 to 2 seconds from the wrong lines. So an important thing to do is just to copy the lines that CG and the top runners take, and you'll be able to focus on taking good lines in here and not having any issues. You'll be able to cut off certain points and you know, the red racer after the first section and all that stuff, so it can be pretty important. Now as you enter this final room here, you're going to turn left and hold left, and you're going to come up on a big rock that you're going to basically ram yourself straight into. You're going to hold left and up. This is important because you need speed to clip through. So you're going to be holding left and up. Now on controller, all you're going to do is just press F2 and you'll call in through the rock. But on keyboard, you're going to have to drop inputs and call in right as you drop the inputs. And it's important not to call in a little bit too late, otherwise you won't clip through. So let go, call in, and then you should be good. As soon as you call in to get through the rock, you're going to drop out immediately. I would recommend using this timing that you're looking at here, dropping out as soon as you are through immediately, not even on reaction, just as soon as you press F2, pause on your player 1, whatever that may be, and drop out. Now, as soon as you drop out, you're going to wait a tiny split second, just like the timing you're looking at here as well, and then call back in, and you should be good to go. Now on controller, I like to call back in by holding left on the D-pad. On keyboard, you can call back in with F1 and then immediately hold A, or whatever your left key is. So you're just going to hold nothing on player 2, and you're going to hold left on player 1. Now you're going to start to build up a good amount of speed on player 2, and you're going to see that player 2 will start going towards the lap trigger. Now, one important thing to note here is that if player 1 clips through the rock, which you'll see right now, you're good. You don't have to press anything and you're going to hit the trigger for the cutscene like you're seeing. However, there's a chance that you messed up the timing a little bit and it's just not working, and you won't clip through the rock. Now if that happens, you have to react to that. So I like to have my finger on the right key for player 2, ready to watch if he gets through the rock, and if he doesn't get through the rock, as soon as you see that, start holding right. So as soon as he's not getting through the rock, just hold right, don't tap it, anything, just hold it, and he will hit the trigger every time if you can react fast enough. You don't have to react immediately, just any sort of simple reaction to him not getting through the rock is all you have to look out for. Now, once you do that, you're going to hit the trigger and drop out after the cutscene. So dropping player 2 out is important here because otherwise you'll pull player 1. So you're just going to drop out player 2 and hold nothing on player 1. This is actually important because the easiest way to do this is to literally press nothing on the joystick until you hit lap 3. So you're just going to do that, he's going to keep taking some deaths, and eventually he's going to get ready to start building up enough speed to actually get over to the other side of the canyon and go through all of lap 2 super quickly. So he's going to do that, and you're going to hit the lap trigger. Now make sure to be careful because if you are going backwards during the end of lap 2, just because you don't have enough speed, pressing any button is not going to do anything. So you're just going to have to hope that you have enough speed, and make sure you're not pressing any buttons during the death section, otherwise it can mess you up. Obviously, at the end of the death section, you can hold left or just tap left to position yourself better, but it's really not recommended. It only saves like a second, and it's just a lot riskier because you can miss the lap trigger. Now, the lap trigger in the canyon is around right here, and if you are too far to the left of it when you pop in, you're not actually going to be able to trigger lap 3. So you want to make sure that you are in the correct location when you cross over to the other side of the canyon. For lap 3, there is a little bit different of a route for the booster pads, but it's the same thing as lap 1 for the most part. You're just going to take good lines. That's really all that matters. And when you get to the end of lap 3, you're going to do the exact same trick, just as you saw before. I'll show it again, but there is literally no difference. The geometry is the same, the trick is the same, except instead of hitting the cutscene, you're just going to end the level. And you'll have both players dropped in for Theed opening, and it is very standard to 1v2c that opening, so that's generally good. Now, keep in mind that the second out of bounds only saves around 4 seconds, so if you don't want to do it just because it adds increased risk of missing the trick, that's completely understandable, but it is not too difficult of a trick to execute. You'll have to get down the timing and make sure your reactions are there if he doesn't clip through the rock. Other than that, it should be fine. That's about it for the pod race tutorial.